Happy birthday to Jesse Jackson, born on October 8, 1941. Jesse Jackson is a renowned civil rights activist and Baptist minister, known for working with Martin Luther King Jr. and leading his own impactful presidential campaigns. He has dedicated his life to advocating for the rights of African Americans. Jesse Jackson grew up in Greenville, South Carolina, at a time where there were many challenges for African Americans. As a young child, Jesse was very curious and loved learning. He always asked questions and wanted to know how things worked. He saw that the world had many unfair rules, which made him want to learn even more, so he could help change them someday. At school, Jesse was a good student, but sometimes he faced tough times because not everyone understood or liked the changes he believed in. However, Jesse never let those challenges stop him. He played lots of sports, which taught him how to be a good leader and work with others. Jesse's family taught him the importance of standing up for what was right, even if it was difficult. He often listened to his parents talking about how things could be better, and he dreamed about a fair world where everyone would be treated equally. Jesse learned that his voice and the voices of others could make a big difference. One bright, sunny afternoon, the small town of Greenville was buzzing with excitement for the annual parade. Floats beautifully decorated in swirls of color rolled down the main street, each carrying members of the community, showcasing their pride and stories. Amidst all this, on one particular float stood a young boy named Jesse Jackson. Jesse, full of courage, held a small paper in his hands. It was filled with words from famous speeches that spoke of hope, equality, and change. As the float began weaving its way closer to the bustling town square, Jesse felt a huge sense of purpose. With his heart pounding and his mind set, Jesse stepped forward and began reciting the powerful words. His voice, strong and clear, carried the spirit of his message. Each word was spoken with conviction, echoing through the streets and reaching the ears of everyone gathered there. The parade route wound its way to the center of town where a large crowd had gathered. As Jesse continued, the streets became silent, with every eye fixed on the brave young speaker. His words were like a melody of strength and determination, wrapping around the entire town. "This is our moment," Jesse said, "to stand together, to raise our voices for what is right." His speech flowed like a river, quickening hearts with inspiration. Children lining the streets listened closely, feeling a spark ignite within them. As Jesse's float passed, a chorus of cheers erupted, growing louder and louder, echoing off the buildings surrounding the square. This moment was special. It was more than just a parade. The children realized that Jesse had touched something deep within them. He'd shown them the incredible power that words possessed. With every cheer and shout of support, they understood that change could begin with a single voice, a single dream. While Jesse's float moved past, children turned to each other with excitement, their minds buzzing with new possibilities. Inspired by Jesse's courage, they made a silent promise to themselves and to each other. They, too, would use their voices to stand up for what is right. They realized that their words could also make a difference, just like Jesse's had. Together, they decided that no matter how big or small the issue, their voices were important. They would speak out against unfairness, they would support each other, learning and growing, just as Jesse encouraged them to. In their hearts, a new chorus began, a melody of courage and unity, inspired by a young boy who dared to stand and speak. Jesse Jackson's story teaches us that each of our voices has the power to inspire change. No matter how young or old you are, speaking up for what is right can create waves that echo beyond what we imagine. Jesse showed courage by standing up and voicing his beliefs. He reminded us that change starts with a single word, a single act of bravery. In our own lives, we can follow Jesse's example by not being afraid to speak up, helping others, and working together to make the world a fair and better place. Even though challenges may come, our determination and spirit can shine brightly, lighting the way for a kinder future.